Hello, hello. Hi, my name is Shuhrat, and I'm currently studying over at University of South Florida, majoring in Business Analytics and Information System. So let's get right into the business. Boom. So we were given a data from a distributor where how's they doing in a given area, what's they doing, how is their business functioning. So all we have is the numbers and data and the area, given any area. So first thing I did is I just quickly analyzed ran through Excel to see uh, certain things by filtering certain. I was looking for certain behavior, how they were doing in any given zip code or city, and I wanted to see how many negative numbers they had, how much they were losing, and how much they were making in terms of profit. So first thing I wanted to do is take a look into sales and a geographic area where were they making the most sales or were they making the least sales. Here it's color coded in a way that if the, the the darker the color of the state means they selling the most. The lighter the color of the state means they selling the least amount of product. Uh, Not in terms of quantity, in terms of dollar amount. Some products could be more expensive, some could be less expensive. So, where we can clearly see that California is the darkest color that they have. They're almost making in like a 254 million in sales. And where on the other hand, there's a whole bunch of light colored states. Wyoming is doing 94,000 in sales. So I thought to myself, okay, we're doing good sales here and there. Now I wanted to take a look into the efficiency, like for example, how profitable is any given state. Here on the map, it shows California is no longer the darkest. Yet it's true that they're making the most profit, but their profit ratio is 42%. Earlier, we looked at Yomi, was one of the light color where they weren't selling as much, but on this map, it's showing it's the darkest color, which means their profit ratio is 66%, which is higher than all the other states. Uh, and here, profit ratio, you can see on different chart where, uh, as earlier I mentioned that where we're only making 62,000 profit, but in California we're making 108 million. Yet, if you look into profit ratio, their California stakes is shorter than Wyoming. Wyoming is almost all the way to the roof, 66%. So I thought to myself, what's going on here? That was interesting. Where how even though we're making a lot of sales, it's not as profitable as where Wyoming. We're not making a lot of sales, but it's really profitable. I thought to myself, what could we do? What can we do to increase that profit and see make some improvement on the business? What we could do, we could invest some in advertising to advertise and try to sell more in here, but it would raise the cost and the profitability would drop, and uh, it's challenging to get from 60,000 to millions of dollars. So we could do vice versa, where we can analyze a little bit more in your means, like what makes them more profitable? Why is they are more profitable? Is it the area or is it the actual people who are working that makes the difference, like management that are managing the cost really well? Let's say that if we were to copy their technique and improve the profitability of California by only few percent. Few percent means, and let's say if we increase by a few percent, it's in millions. So we'll increase the profit by millions of dollars. Uh, there's another chart where it shows how uh, this one is showing California, where California is making some good. profit here, as you can see, the darker colors here in this area and Cincinnati. Notice the zip code is the same, which means it's closed area. I looked into it on Google Map. It's only 1.3 miles. Uh, and yet this one this store made 72% profit on that time frame. Um, where this store, they both in California, the same zip code nearby, where in this store they make roughly alright. See, it's a light color, which means it's not as profitable as this one. And notice here it went down. Let me move this thing so you can see it. Notice here it went to negative 62%. They took a loss in that sale day. And as you can see, there's a sale. They sold 25,000 worth of product, but profit went to negative 15,000. Uh, since they're nearby, the location should not be the difference. It probably has to do with how the management is managing the cost and how they working in in their area. The another thing that I would recommend is that since they're close by, I would highly recommend the two management should collaborate and see why this area is more profitable than this one. If we could apply their technique here, because we have a lot more sales in here than in Cincinnati, it's just not as profitable as they are. So if we could apply their techniques here, if we could increase the profitability by a few percent, again, we would make a lot more money compared to just try to advertise and improve this area. So that's what I observed, and that's what I think they should consider doing. And this is my story. I put all together, like right next to each other, map and profit map, profit ratio, how profit is behaving, and all that good stuff. And yeah, it was an exciting project that I think I learned a lot. And at the end of the day, it's not all about making profit. Yet I was talking about profit. My project was focused on the profit. It's not all businesses are profit driven. There are other goals and other things that they want to do as well. But if they ignore the fact that uh, profit is one of the most important for the business to stay in a business, they could lose whole lot. They might not be in a business after a little while. So first thing that it comes to my mind is if the business is functioning, we should focus on the profit and maintain X amount of profit to stay in business. For example, if we were to sell medicine, so like that's a good thing, like help out people, help sick people get better. But if we don't focus on the profit, we might not be able to do our business. We might not be able to actually help people. If we decrease price or lose money, it's not always good, even though if we're doing it for good reason. So that was pretty interesting project. I had a lot of fun analyzing and try to come up with different ideas. If I had more time and actually, uh, like if I could literally go to business and ask more questions, I probably could possibly find even more and come up with better strategies as well. As of now, that's all I got. Thanks for your time and have a nice day.